Windy today, but let's have a quick look at what's going on in here. Oh, can't tell you how warm it is in here. The sun's been up a couple of hours. Well, been high in the sky a couple of hours at least, and it is, what's it been up to? 23.1. That's pretty good because it's a cold March day outside. Now let's just have a little look around everything. Last year's apple. Signs of budding. We have some buds beginning to break. This is a cherry. This is Merton Bigelow. And it's just beginning to almost break little buds. Sorry about the dodgy camera work, and I've also got a bit of a sore throat today. So I won't be doing much talking. This is a Morello cherry as well. Again, buds just beginning to break on that. Let's see what else we've got in here. Lots of junk. One of the problems is that anything over winter, any space that you've got in the garden over winter, it's just going to get full of junk. And it always just looks more like a junkyard than a greenhouse. I'm just going to run around everything very quickly, just as a record to see where we are today. This is one of the quinces. Now the quince is beginning to broke bud quite early, and it's coming out with its lovely little soft furry leaves. There we are. Here's an apple that's off to a quick start. This is Arthur Turner. And it's off to a start. Now we get slightly more interesting around this other side. We've got some figs there, dormant. Everything's quite dry. Keep everything quite dry over the winter so that it doesn't put on any unnecessary growth. It doesn't really need any moisture anyway because it's not actually growing. So there you are. Now this thing at the back, that's one of the apricots. I think that might be Hemskirk. Now everything's really difficult to look at the moment because everything's pushed into the corner because everything was covered up over winter. There was a fleece over the top of everything, attached to some wires and just draped over everything. What have we got here? This is another quince. This quince is beginning to show some leaf, which is good. Now, the thing of main interest here is an early apricot. This is early Moor Park, and it's actually been in bloom for a few days now. And every day you just give these a wee dab, twice a day if you can, a couple of hours after the sun's up so that the pollen's had a chance to dry. And now these blooms are quite far over now, they're maybe 4 or 5 days over. And with any luck they will have pollinated, but the flowers begin to break up quite quickly hopefully after the pollination, and hopefully after fertilizing itself. I can't remember if this thing's self-fertile or not. I'm pretty sure it is now. Once upon a time they weren't, but I think early Moor Park is completely self-fertile. So all that you really need to do is just to give the flowers a little dab on themselves. You can see we're picking up, I hope you can see, picking up a fair bit of pollen on this thing. Oops. Sorry about the very dodgy camera work. This is just the iPad. And I'm trying to balance it as well to do stuff. As you can see also, let's have a look at the mechanics of what we're looking at here. I'm also repairing the roof. I haven't had a chance to get back to this for a few days. To cut a very long story short, and I'll go into this in greater detail at some other point, it basically needs reglazed. Because I made a massive mistake when I built this about 8 years ago, and used silicone and little metal sprigs to hold the glass in, which as all began to part company with the paint and let in large amounts of water. So it's a bit ropey on this side. You can maybe, well, you probably can't see actually where it's been letting in water. But I've since replaced this section with putty, traditional putty, and this gap in boards, temporary boards, is where I've taken out the glass in preparation. I want to take out the glass, scrape it all down, scrape the frame down, and leave it to dry out for a few days before I attempt to reglaze it. So I'm gradually working around the whole thing, so it's going to be a bit of work for me. Anyway, that's about everything to look at today. There's some other things just beginning to blossom. What's that? I think that's a oh no, early transparent gauge. The early transparent gauge is just about to break some buds there. And some more cherries, a couple more cherries there. Beginning to show some signs of waking up. So there we are. Hope that's today's video. I hope you've liked that, and hopefully I might be able to get some stuff loaded into a video editor and actually make it look a little bit more interesting. But thanks for watching. Cheers now.